Hello guys, welcome to 91 Bikes, your one stop to rediscover yourself. At 91 Bikes, we have a range of products that provide you world-class components, the best cycling experience, and is India's fastest growing active lifestyle brand. In this video, we have specially curated a complete guide to the home installation of your geared bike, to ensure that you get a seamless experience for assembling the bike. When you receive your bike in the packaging box, place it upright in an open space where you will be comfortable working. Defeater Pro comes 85% pre-assembled inside the box, and in only a few short steps you will be ready to ride your dream machine. So, let's get the wheels turning. Unboxing your bike. Look at your bike box package from outside as well as from inside carefully for any significant physical damage. If you find any damage or dents, please take pictures of the same from all the angles and inform 91 Cares at the earliest on the contact details mentioned here. So now that your product is intact, let's start with assembling it further. Use a pair of sharp cutter or scissors to carefully cut the safety strap along with the carton. The straps are tight, so be careful while cutting them. Note: cutter or scissors are not part of the accessory kit provided with your bike. Now, remove your bike carefully from the box. You can use the box as a soft cushion for yourself and the bike during the assembly. After you have removed all the parts from the box, ensure that you have the following parts: frame, handlebar, front tire, saddle, seat post, right pedal, left pedal, front reflector, rear reflector, Allen key size 4, Allen key size 5, all size key. If any of the mentioned parts are missing, please inform 91 Cares at the earliest. Details on your screen. Now use a pair of scissors or cutter to remove all the cable ties. Be careful not to damage the paint on the bike. Then untie the front wheel and the handlebar from the frame and keep them next to the cycle. Great! That's a good start. Now let's move on to assembling the stem. Stem installation. We will be using the Allen key size 4 to install. First, rest your bike on the rear wheel and fork and make sure it's stable enough for you to assemble the bike. Now you need to first loosen the steerer clamp bolt and adjust the direction of the stem to the front of the cycle. Make sure it's perpendicular to the head tube of the cycle. Once aligned properly, tighten the bolts which you had to loosen earlier. Moving on with the next section of your bike installation, which is the handlebar installation. Handlebar installation. For this, we'll need the white front reflector, size 5 Allen key and a Phillips screwdriver. Start by removing the plastic wrapping on the handlebar and make sure all the cables are untangled. Next, remove handlebar clamp bolt and fit the handlebar on the stem. Ensure that handlebar is in the center and sits aligned with the stem. Start tightening the bolts. Note that it's very important to tighten the bolts diagonally and ensure that all the bolts are tightened completely. Next, make the brake levers parallel to the handlebar. If not, make sure you align them properly and then tighten the nut on the brake lever. Note that the nut is on the bottom side of the brake lever. Do this for both brake levers. Here's a quick tip. As a check, ensure that brake levers don't move with hand when tightened completely. If they move, tighten the bolts further. Install the front reflector on the handlebar on the left side of the stem using a Phillips screwdriver. Fantastic! Wasn't that easy? Now let's fit the front tire to get your cycle up and ready. Front wheel installation. We will just need the all-size key or the spanner for installing the front wheel. Remove the axle nuts and washer from the front axle. Ensure that the tire orientation is matched with that of rear wheel. Make sure there is enough space for the dropout to rest on the axle. Lower the fork onto the wheel axle. Ensure it's resting on both sides of the axle. That the rotor of the disc brake fits into the gap of the brake pads. Place the washer on the axle followed by the axle nut. Press the front brake lever and tighten the nut. Next, keep the front wheel in the air and spin it using your hand and check if you can hear some squeaking noise in the wheel or the brake rubbing with the wheel. If you hear any such noise, you don't need to worry, as we will be adjusting the disc brakes and other parts moving ahead. Disc brake adjustment. In most of the cases, the brakes are fine, so you can skip this section and move on to seat post and saddle installation. So, let's get rid of the noise in the disc brakes with just a few quick steps. If your lever pulls all the way into the grip, and if you just need a little bit of adjustment, you can unscrew the barrel adjuster. If you keep turning, it will create more tension on the wire, and then you will be able to stop around halfway from the grip. If the brake lever is still touching the grip or is going in more than 3/4 ways, then you have to tighten the cable near the disc. Then, down here on the disc machine, there's the cable which has an Allen bolt. You just have to loosen up the Allen bolt a little bit, and then when it's loose, it will allow you to pull the cable through. Pull the cable through and tighten it up so there is more tension on it. You just want to test for the right amount of pressure on the lever and get it to a point where you've got the adequate tension. Once the brake lever is adjusted where it reaches at the halfway point, then all you need to do is tighten the barrel adjuster. Now, if your brake is making any noise while rotating the wheel, then the caliper might not be in the center. So in order to adjust that, you need to just untighten the caliper first by loosening the 2 Allen bolts, which can be done by size 4 Allen key. Now the caliper will be able to move back and forth. Next, apply the brake using the brake lever, which will center the caliper. While you are still holding the brake lever, tighten up the top and bottom bolts, which you had loosened earlier. As a check, if we look down next to the disc, we can see a little bit of space on either side between the disc and the caliper. Now, if required, we can tighten the brake lever as described in the earlier section. Repeat the steps for the other wheel as shown above if needed. As a check, pick up the wheel and spin it, and just make sure that your brake isn't dragging and the noise is gone. Great going! We are almost there. Seat post and saddle assembly. We will be using the screwdriver and the all-size key or the spanner and Allen key to install the saddle and seat post. Start by installing the red rear reflector on the topmost position of the seat post, just below the thinner section. This will give you full access to the seat post. See the direction arrow for the end that goes inside the seat post. The thinner part of the seat post will stay outside. Insert the seat post inside the seat tube beyond the minimum insertion mark. The seat post clamp will be attached to the frame. Tighten the clamp by rotating it clockwise and lock it using the lever. Next, put the saddle on top of the seat post. Ensure it is parallel to the ground and align it to the top tube. Once aligned, tighten the bolt completely. Tip: when tight enough, the saddle won't move with your hands. Right pedal. Fitting the pedals is very simple but requires attention. The right side pedal can be identified by R marked on the pedal and fits on the chain side. The right pedal tightens in a clockwise direction. Rotate using an all-size key or a spanner to tighten completely. Left pedal. The left side pedal can be identified by L marked on the pedal and fits on the non-chain side. The left pedal tightens in an anti-clockwise direction. Rotate using an all-size key or a spanner to tighten completely. Ensure no threads on both the pedal are visible. Here's a quick tip. Rotate pedal with hand to check. Now let's quickly do some final checks. 1. Adjust the saddle height as per your comfort. 2. Take your bike for a quick ride. If you face any issue and need further assistance, please call our 91 Cares helpline. That's it guys, you can now enjoy riding your bike. We thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more cycling tips and updates on 91 bikes. We'll meet you soon in the next video. Till then, keep cycling and reclaim the outdoors.